Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining today. I'm Dana, the recruitment consultant and the founder of Tech Recruitment based in Riga. I'm working in recruitment already 15 years, where I have been collaborating with different companies, scale ups, startups, and global organizations. And today, my guest is Anna Metzger, who is the head of HR at Wallister, and she's working in HR already 20 years. So today, first of all, this will be a live discussion, not like a seminar, a lecture. And unfortunately, I have this terrible voice because I have got a cold. And we would like today just discuss about what has really changed in tech talent market in Europe, and also see how it is in reality in our market in the Baltics. And of course, you will be able also to participate in the discussion. You can ask questions, you can share your opinion, because today we are going to exchange our experience. And also, we will try to manage to discuss this fastly. And at the end, you will have opportunity to ask your questions. So the first thing, in our opinion, which is very important, we think that hiring is becoming more strategic. In Europe, we see that companies are moving away from rigid headcounts to smaller teams, flexible teams, and on project basis. And here I would like to ask you, Anna, what do you think? How it is in reality in the Baltics?
Hello, everyone. And Dana, thank you for inviting me for this discussion. And hello, everyone who joined this conversation. I'll be happy to hear your feedback, your opinions as well. And I'm totally agree with you that the hiring changed and became more strategic. Companies are no longer hiring for speed or headcount expansion alone. First of all, the business outcomes are meaning, the revenue impact and product priorities, and as well as operational efficiency. And the role must justify their existence more clearly than before. And of course, planning, that is the one thing which is getting more and more important to make the hiring process, to make the business outcomes more predictable and more clear for everyone. As for the business, the same as for the employees, for the candidates. And this is important to keep in mind.
Thank you. Yes, I see that these are smaller teams, yes, but very specialized talent. Talent that knows how to work also with AI, and talent that has already, particular experience in the industry or even with the product. And here in the Baltics, I see, the main challenge is that there are often urgent vacancies without any market research and without any planning. Many employers post jobs when they need somebody tomorrow, or posting the job ad with very long list of requirements just to see who applies. But this doesn't work. It costs a lot of money, increases rotation, and makes it hard to compete for niche tech talent. And often, after 2 months of searching, the role ends up being, for example, filled internally, or the role was redrafted and then posted again because there was no planning, no data, no foresight.
And again, I fully agree with you on that. And that is the reason why hiring managers need to be very clear on their expectations from the role. And that's why it's really important to understand what outcome is expected. And of course, putting alongside job descriptions with many duties, obligations, skills requirement can be a blocker to find the proper candidate. And of course, once again, it's all about the purpose, to understand the purpose at the first point and then move forward with hiring decisions, with understanding who those people are supposed to be, what they will be doing, what value they will bring to the company.
Yes, and the next point, which comes from this one, is of course about AI. yeah, which we cannot mention here. Because AI, yes, is an operating layer, not just a tool. What I mean by that is that today AI is everywhere, yes, in hiring now, but it's not just a tool for screening, for example, resumes. It can help predict skills, demand, plan workforce needs, and support smarter hiring decisions. Hiring managers can use different AI tools today for this research and also for decision making, but of course as a support tool, yes. Or you can at least can try GPT by writing the right prompt, yes. Or of course another option is to collaborate with a trusted recruitment partner who can do this research for you. So what do you think about that? How actually is this happening in the Baltics? Because I see that companies searching for skills, usually they don't really exist in the market. Yes, this comes from these rigid roles, biases, and not adapting to reality. And here I think AI can help here, but only, of course, if we combine it with human side and flexibility.
Definitely. AI is amazing tool to make the process move faster and to make it more clear for everyone to identify what is. I'm always talking about the requirements, and AI can be used and should be used for that purpose. But again, as you mentioned, human touch is extremely important here, since we are the only ones who are able to realize and to understand what we need, what are our needs and requirements. And usage of AI simplify this process. And especially when we are drafting the job descriptions for the positions, it can remove all the useless jargon and to make the position description more clear for the candidates and as well for the hiring managers. When it's structured, when it's wisely used, it's amazing support through all the process. But still need to keep in mind that human touch is important. AI may not make decisions for us.
Yes, that's true. And the next one from that is workforce models that are leaner and more adaptive. Yes, what I mean by that, as I already said, that tech companies in Europe are moving toward, smaller teams, contractors, and skills-based projects. This makes it easier to scale, reduce costs, and get the right expertise when it's needed. And the real challenge we face locally is this traditional hiring process. It's often too long and too rigid, like multiple rounds, old school questions. So I think instead of asking, have you done this exact job before? We should ask, can they learn fast, adapt, and create new value? Being, flexible in roles and processes is essential, I think, to attract and retain top talent today.
Yes, I would say that the right questions, and especially about the skills and ability to gain new skills, are important here because technologies are changing so fast. And sometimes the right person may not be able to perform these duties, these skills right away, but they are able and eager to learn. And in this case, the right question could be the one, what did you learn lately? How did you do that? What practices did you use to learn something new? And what was the outcome? And of course, from the research, you can see what the candidate was doing before. But the one thing, what is written there, and the other thing, what is the reality? And AI
Yeah.
can and should be used for that purpose.
Yeah, I think there are different methods how we can evaluate and understand based on skills, right, and potential.
Exactly, exactly. And again, you have mentioned many rounds of the interviews. This also could be a sign that probably there is no clear understanding of what is needed. Or on the other hand, so it's always about the balance. It's about the balance,
Yes.
it's about the making the right decision. So whether to make additional round of the interview or to hire someone and afterwards to have after hiring reflection. So it's always about balancing, balancing how the things are working, and what is the expectations, and what we can see, and what do we feel during these interview rounds, and how do we evaluate the candidates.
True, this is a really good comment, because I think this is again about also flexibility, right? Whether we can be flexible and adjust hiring process also to particular roles. We can't do the same hiring process for every role. So this is, I think, also important. And the next thing, which is very, very connected with this and will be also in next years very important, is candidate experience, which I also cannot not to mention here. Yeah, candidate experience as a differentiator. Why? Because the hiring experience itself is a big part of employer brand. Yes, tech and other specialized talent expects speed, clarity, and respect, especially now when I conduct outreach and even interviews. Yes, video interviews. You have the opportunity to stand out in the market. Candidates actually want to speak with humans. The hiring process, this therefore I think should be flexible, fast, and transparent. And maybe yes, you would adjust it to the role again. Yeah, because I think these AI interviews are suitable more for junior roles, could be, yes, for mass recruitment, but not for specialized tech or fintech talent.
That is the fact. We can use the AI one-way interviews for more junior positions. Since as we speak to senior level specialists, they also want to see human behind that. They want to hear what is the experience within the company, how the processes are working. And this is not possible to do with AI. And as I mentioned before, it's amazing support, but still, we need to keep in mind that the human touch is extremely important. Candidates want to see that they will not be dealing with their machine, but they will be dealing with people. And the people is the main, actually, is the main identificator of the result.
True.
And yeah, of course, we can use AI tools such a meeting notes taker for the further consideration to see what maybe we missed during the discussion, what maybe might need an attention, but still communication and talking to people.
And what do you think about our markets in Latvia, Lithuania, Estonia? Are there any differences between candidate expectations, I would say, candidate expectations in general?
I would say from my experience that markets are more or less similar and expectations of the candidates are more or less the same, but their flexibility to adjust their expectations depends on the market, depends on the situation they observe. It's also depend on what is the most important at the moment of making the decision to join or not to join the company. And this needs to be considered by both parties, actually, as both as the employer and the employee. They might need to adjust to meet each other's expectations.
Yes, that's also actually very challenging, right? Because when company, for example, wants to expand geographically, usually they just can't, make the same conditions for each other country. So before to expand geographically, you need to do, again, market research. Yes, again, it's about planning. And I think that would be the best way. But in general, yeah, I see that one of the most important thing is, of course, flexible work. This is what expects every senior talent in tech, especially. Yes, that it's flexibility. It's about working also from home some days. Yes. So this is at least 2 days at home. I think this is important. But of course, career growth opportunities and meaningful projects, not just and only salary.
Exactly, exactly. And we can observe that now. If we will look back 6 years ago, it was a totally different situation. And after the
Mm.
COVID times, the habits, the approach changed a lot. And of course, senior level positions, candidates on these positions, they are looking for more flexibility for them. In some cases, that could be equal to trust. And they are not looking just for salary, as you mentioned. They are looking for the project, they are looking for the experience, for the way they could expand their knowledge. And
Mm.
it's not just about salary, it's about the combination of everything. But another one point to be mentioned, that is also a business decisions. What are the business expectations? And as I said, we all the time talk about the balance, where to find this right balance between both parties' expectations and how to become able to meet those expectations from both sides.
Yeah, from both sides, I think this is a challenge really because employer expectations are really, yeah, sometimes more different than candidates' expectations. And this is again about this market research before you start hiring, right? Especially today when new professions appear, yeah, a lot of new roles appear, and you didn't search for that person before, right? So you will only understand this data after you make the search. But while you are searching, you lose a lot of time. Yeah, like 1, 2 months, you search, and then only you realize, oh no, actually, I have to redraft the role totally. Yes, or I have to look in another market, or maybe another case. Yes, maybe I can promote somebody internally. And yes, the next point about regarding careers is the fifth, yes, key factor. It's about careers. I think that today, um, these the companies which will be able to attract, yes, top talent, and who won't have this, war for talent always, will be these companies where managers can, I would say, manage career development of the team, yes,
Mhm.
of each person. I think that today managers have to focus a lot on career development of team members, because many years ago, and not many, but I think just maybe 5 years ago, plus minus, it was not so important. Yes, but now I think today it's really important if you want to retain talent, if you don't want to, always hiring. Yes. Um, then this is very important. And so careers are being rewritten. It's no, how to say, no longer linear. Yes, micro careers and skills based progression are becoming the norm. So the question again isn't where have you worked, it is what can you do and how fast can you grow. So in practice, this means creating roles and environments where employees can move across projects, develop new skills, and contribute meaningfully. So Baltic companies that embrace internal mobility, skills first hiring, and opportunities for growth will attract, I think, the most dynamic talent.
I fully agree with you, Dana, because as we all know, the hiring is one of the most expensive processes for business. And it's really important to have a look when opening a position if there is someone already within the company who would be able to take it, who would be able to meet business expectations. As we know, before the new employee joins the company, this is sometimes a long recruitment process. Then it takes time to onboard the new employee, and they would start to perform in 4 6 months in the best case, or even after a longer period, once they learn the company, once they learn the processes, once they have clear understanding of expectations and what they supposed to do, and what is and the way they're supposed to complete their tasks and expectations, etc. So that is why to look first of all inside, to check if there is someone already on board who will be able to do so. And this is also a motivating part for the employees, and this grows their loyalty to the company, because staying for 2, 3, 4 years on the same position. For some employees, this can be quite challenging. They want to grow, they have their own ambitions, and the hiring managers, the line managers, need to keep in mind to track where their repartees are, what they can do. And it's again about the communication. It's about asking, and what are your expectations within your career, where you want to grow, to evaluate
Mhm.
what skills might need to be developed to grow and to extend the expertise.
Mhm. Yeah, actually, when working with different companies, I see that requirements are usually, to be already experienced in some particular industry or experience with particular product. Yes. But when person hasn't worked in that industry or hasn't worked with that product, then really this onboarding and training process is very long, takes a lot of time, and it costs a lot. Actually, yes, like first at least 6 months. This is why candidates see in job listings experience in, for example, fintech, yeah, or payments. This is the reason, yes, because 6 months, it's a lot of time, it's a lot of resources, it's a lot of costs because there are many also people involved in this training process, onboarding process. And this is why we really need to understand what this candidate should know, which experience, yes, which industry experience or which product. Maybe there are alternatives, yes, like to be open also to explore alternatives, also regarding different kind of technologies. Yes, there always can be some alternatives, and then we can also define what maybe is possible to learn quite quickly or where this will take more time to learn. Yes, so here always when we draft just job post, we need to think about all these things.
Yeah, it's about having a plan B. And of
Yeah.
course, we don't have an ideal job description, but there is always an opportunity to adjust it somehow to make it more acceptable, more easier to find someone to fit the role, to identify if there is a person within the company who will be able to learn some additional small part which might be required for the role, but would not need to start that from scratch from the very beginning.
Hmm. Okay. And here I see we have some questions from audience. Let me check. Okay, this is one of the questions. Let's see if we are able to answer. Riga has a lot of call centers. They recruit people from other countries because of the language needs. How is the quality? Okay, the quality of, you mean candidates, yeah? How you understand? Is it the question about quality of candidates?
Um, I would say so. First of all, I would like to clarify what is meant by language needs. Is that about programming language needs,
Mm,
or it's something else is mentioned by that? And then it's
mm,
easier to understand what to respond on that. But if we are talking about technologies, uh, first of all, we need to understand what the company needs and how we can see those candidates in market. Are they available?
mm. Yes, and if you mean Henrik language, I don't know, Finnish or other languages, if you mean that, then yes, when we need some kind of language which doesn't exist in particular country, then the B option is to look in these other countries, and the quality, it doesn't matter on quality if you mean like language quality. So I think this again depends on this overall job description. Yes. But I think, yes, if you need to find person with particular language knowledge, then you can find in other country with a good quality of this language. I hope I answered your question. Another question. Let's see if we can answer. I'm a product designer. I'm from India, but when I apply for remote work in another country, then mostly do not get HR response. Yes, this is regarding about, again, the problem which I see very often, that there is no any answer. So here, yes, companies receive a lot of applications, and if they don't have any system in place, then this is the reason why it's happening. Yes, so here I would suggest companies to create some system. Yes, today, especially when you have AI, you can implement at least automated responses. Yes, so
There could be
that's the
another
reason.
one point, depending if the company, if the employer is able to complete their duties as the taxpayer in certain country, if they're able to manage employees in that country. So it's not just because of certain location. It's about the ability of the employer to arrange everything properly and in compliance with the local legislation.
Yes, that also can be the reason. Yes, and you think, I think you must look companies which are hiring a lot of people who are large global organizations. Yes, I would not suggest apply to local companies, but the really global companies who have branches in different countries. Yes.
And it is also possible to see if the company is hiring remote to simplify the process for yourself and not to get disappointment.
Yeah, and sometimes it can also depend on the time zone in which you are located. That can be a game changer. Okay. Have you faced interview cheating in the past year? AI aid, proxies, compared to cheating? If yes, what value for money, proctoring tools or strategies do you recommend for detection prevention? Actually, me personally, no, I haven't faced. Thankfully, luckily, I haven't faced. But I hear a lot that some people face, yes. A lot of companies face this. Have you faced that, Anna, in Wollaston?
No, I have never had this experience, and that is the reason it's quite complicated for me to anyhow comment on that. But yes, I agree. I heard a lot that these things are happening, and the employers are looking for the options to avoid the cheating.
Yes, I also can't advise you something in particular, but I know that now companies are working on this. They are thinking about this tool, how to prevent that. This is why recruiters who are especially working in-house, they must work closely with managers and AI agents, yes, in order to prevent that. So in the next years, this actually, yes, will be a topic, important one, on which we will focus and spend a lot of time to prevent that. Because really, AI appeared, yes, but it created a lot of also noise, a lot of fake profiles, a lot of applications, yes, which are not suitable at all. But we have also solutions for that. Again, AI solutions again to prevent that. But unfortunately, I can't recommend, yes, any particular tool about this. So also, I haven't heard actually any particular one, because I think this is just in the process. So we need to, search about this topic, because it is a problem, I think, for big companies mostly. Like in small company, you can manage that, but yes, for big companies, it's very, very important.
As far as I know, some companies they're just reviewing the resumes using AI to identify the certain patterns to see if the resume was created by the AI. And once they notice that, the candidate might be rejected just because
Hmm.
it gives the feeling that if we start our relations in such way, probably we will not be able to continue.
Hmm. Thank you. Yes, Dmitry, by the way, thank you for question and for yeah, comment. Actually, we managed, Anna, quite quickly today discuss the main topics. Yes, because we planned for 40 minutes, but now it's just 30 minutes.
Mhm.
I would say for conclusion that, like, what conclusion could we say about this?
First of all, I would say that we need to keep managing people in the way to be in contact with them, to communicate to them, listen to their needs, understand how we can support them, especially as we discussed within the company grow, within the possibilities to fill the roles internally. And from my side, I would like to mention that Wallister is now in a rapid growth stage. And I invite everyone interested to check on our Wallister webpage for the open opportunities, for the open positions, and to apply and to join our amazing and productive team.
Yes, actually, Wallister is growing in other countries. So check the openings website, and the company I think is really interesting because I was attending their event and I really enjoyed the atmosphere, people I met there, what they're doing, and what they have reached so far. Really enjoyed that, and I think you also need to try. Yes, but of course, Wallster is looking for experts. Yes, for talent that has experience, especially if you have industry experience. That's a really great bonus. Dmitry commented, I suppose for now this problem is mostly actual for major enterprise with thousands of K. Yeah, I agree to that.
Mhm.
Yeah, and regarding yeah, the conclusion, I would say, in short, yes, this looks like that in these 5 sentences that that to sum up, the European tech talent market is more competitive, more specialized, and more candidate driven. Yes, because there were a lot of things happening that changed and influenced the job market. Yes, a lot of technological advancements, economical situation, political situation, all generations just in one line. Yeah. Uh, so there are a lot of things that has affected the market, layoffs and many other things. I think I haven't lived in such a volatile period of time, never before. So this is why companies are now planning more, I would say, strategically. And this is why they are preferring now to hire smaller teams, yes, but more specialized, yes. And of course, people who will be able to work with AI.
Definitely.
Yeah. Okay. We have managed quite quickly. So, Anna, if you want to tell something more about Wallister, maybe about current positions, which are the most urgent or important,
Mhm.
or maybe something else you would like to share.
So, and as I mentioned, we are growing and we do have quite few tech positions for software engineers, for software team leads. We do have positions which is not related to tech stack, but still business development managers. We are looking for HR to join the company. So feel free to share your resumes, to apply for the positions, and we will be able to manage all of that, and we'll be happy to see you all.
Thank you. Okay, thank you very much, everyone, if you joined this small discussion. I'm looking forward to discuss these all challenges and trends with other hiring managers, with other HR people. So you're welcome to get in touch with me or Anna if you have any question or anything you would like to share. Okay, have a great day. Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Dana. Bye-bye.